she's a part of this organization of wizards and witches or whatever they call themselves. I don't know, Bob Barker, Diddy disciples. I don't know. You chat, it could be anything. I'm not here to judge. Secrets of the Silent Witch, chat. Let's take a look at this. So you know how those anime where the main character is able to use magic without saying a single word, and they touch upon that at the beginning of the anime, and then they never really talk about it ever again. Every now and again, it comes up, but it's not really a thing. It's just a small tool for the story. It's a little itty bitty tool. This anime I found was the first time I've ever seen an anime where, now correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I haven't seen any anime like this where the main character, where the, how do I explain this? The main theme of the anime is that the main character, doesn't use words when using her magic, casting magic. And it's the theme. Like, everybody knows this character and everybody talks about this character constantly. So it's brought up multiple times because she's the only one in the world that can do it. Now, we've seen this before, but I haven't seen it like this, where it's almost like the backbone of the main character, or the main character's identity, at least, right? I, this is in dub, right, chat? For those of you who don't like the main character being a girl, right? She's 16. I prefer like a male main character. However, being that this is in dub, I think I could at least listen to it. I don't really want to read it, right? I don't really want to read the sub, if I'm being honest, chat. No, not really, not really. It's so far it's a good anime. It's well written so far. I mean, well animated. Also, this has a so let me just pretty much get down into the meat and grit about kind of what this anime is about. So we have this shy recluse. Is that a word? Recluse? It sounds like Blue's Clues, so I like it. I'll stick with it. So we have this shy recluse kind of girl who has a hard time just talking to people, right? She also has a talking cat. This cat might be my favorite character because he's like, what's the word? He's funny, but also kind of self-centered, but in a funny way, kind of thing. Or maybe this cat might actually be a very powerful cat. Who knows? The cat is her familiar, after all. So she's a part of this organization of wizards and witches or whatever they call themselves. I don't know, Bob Barker, Diddy disciples. I don't know. You chat, it could be anything. I'm not here to judge. I am not here to judge on what they do on their island. I mean, I haven't seen the map yet, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And one of the head folk of that organization said, "Hey, I need you to go back to school. The place that we all hate, right?" I know one of you like, "Oh, I love school. It's the best thing in the world." All right. Anyway, she has to go back to school only because she has been tasked with being a bodyguard for a prince, right? Bodyguard for a prince. But she also has to do it undercover. No one is supposed to know that she can use magic without speaking, which I think is a very interesting concept for a good bodyguard. First off, you don't really see a female bodyguard. Secondly, you don't really see a magical bodyguard that doesn't use words to cast magic. So she would be inadvertently stopping a lot of assassinations, right? And I think that's very clever, if I'm being honest. If they can really pull this off in terms of like a well-written story, I think they got something here. So as you can see, she had a little bit of a hard time trying to use magic because she just can't talk around people, right? I don't like talking around people either, chat. When I do my live streams, I don't say a single word. I just look at the camera. I'm like, I do that for 9 hours and then I end it. Anyway, that would be that. You gotta be really who's one person on this planet that's so famous they can just stare into the camera for 9 hours and people would watch? People sleeping on Twitch, right? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So she had a hard time trying to use magic. because she just has a problem talking with people until she realized like, oh, this is me, chat. That's me. Whenever I have to think about going to school, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. School is dumb. But she eventually just decided, hey, I could. What if I just use magic, right? To use magic without speaking. Now, what makes this interesting about how she was able to do that is because I think she has some ADHD or some type of autism, right? Because she's really good with numbers, like crazy good with numbers. She might have some type of autism, chat. I'm not a chiropractor, so I really couldn't know, couldn't tell you, right? But that's pretty much how she managed to figure it out, is that she used math. I don't know how that is possible, but she did it. Whatever happened, it was like hard enough for her to be the only one to do it. Some of the characters that I've seen across episode 1 and 2 don't really make me want to, keep watching. Aside from that cat, I thought that cat was pretty funny, like not Konosuba level funny. And I used Konosuba because Konosuba, that anime is hilarious. It makes me giggle times 3, 1,000. Anyway, and so far, because I've just been listening to this, but so far every now and again I just have to stop what I'm doing just to look at the screen, and it's like, oh, okay, I like that. I like it so far. It seems to be a little bit more detective, kinda, because she's trying to figure out who's trying to assassinate the prince, kind of thing. I find that very interesting. We also end up in a situation where like she's probably gonna get some bullies or something like that who don't know who she is, which is like it's bound to happen. And because she's a female character, she's probably gonna get bullied by other female characters who don't know that she's like one of the big 6 or something like that. I don't know. There's a bunch of other wizards that's on her level and everything, so she ain't the strongest, but she's up there, kind of thing. Which I can get behind. I like that. I think one thing that probably would set her back is that she doesn't have that killer mindset that I'm sure a lot of other wizards or magical folk would have. Like for example, Frieren. I think Frieren. Can I even say this? I'm gonna try. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Frieren. No. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna correct myself. So Frieren doesn't have that killer mindset like I don't know, Chucky would have, or someone who was just like, man, I just love killing. The demons, however, in Frieren, they kill because they need to survive. Chucky, on the hand, is like, nah, bro, it's just fun. I love it. If I see anybody, as long as it is a body, it's on site. Frieren, she kills to protect, right? Am I wrong? Now, if you have someone who just kills for the fun of it, all I'm saying is a sniper bullet would take out Frieren, maybe. Come on now. A sniper bullet almost took out Goku Black. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm moving on. Like I said before, some of the characters are pretty unique. I like them so far. None of them are very funny though. I like a good funny character, chat. Not funny looking. I want my characters to look nice, right? This one is probably my second favorite character. Apparently, she's the wife of this guy right here, the monocle. You can get glasses, right? All that money, you just can't get an entire. Who needs vision in one eyeball? You know what? We're moving on. One of the reasons why I kind of like this character is because the moment she saw the main character, like on sight, it was like, you look like garbage. Let me fix that. Because she's a doctor. Women can be doctors, right, chat? Or is that just fantasy? You know what? I'm just gonna move on from that. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Doctors don't exist. I hope not. Anyway, I really like this cat, chat. I'm not even a cat person, chat. I'm not even like oh, I love cats. No, I think cats are jerks. If I'm being honest, cats are jerks. They're mean, and they're spazzes. I'm not really I'm not really sure what the appeal is with it. I don't think I like all animals kind of equal. The only ones that aren't on that list are horses. Horses are like kind of further to the bottom of my I like you list because they kick. They kick even from a young age. I don't kick, chat. Don't go around. If you go around kicking people, look, stop it. Get some help. We also see like another one of those characters who was a fangirl of the main character. She apparently is pretending to be the bully just to keep people on their toes about who the main character really is. Also, side note, you see this tooth thing? I don't know if any of you guys notice this, or even know this, but apparently I don't know if it's still a trend in Japan, but people are surgically getting this done for real, having that snag a tooth. And I'm like, what? Why? Don't mess with your teeth. Your teeth is the only thing you can't reverse. Like, don't do that. I've seen people I've seen crazy things. People putting like donuts in their heads. I've seen some crazy trends, but messing with your teeth is the craziest thing I've ever seen someone do. Like, I've seen people file their teeth down. File their teeth down. They put their teeth in a filing cabinet and then they throw it in the ocean. Yep, that's what I mean by file. Not the, some type of metal contraption that saws it. Whatever. But you know what I mean. Don't mess with your teeth, chat. Jeez. Now your eyeballs, on the other hand, hey, you got two of them. My whatever. We're moving on. So this is what I mean by magic, right? I haven't seen enough of this to know if she's overpowered, but she is powerful. She was able to open, that thing from a Full Metal Alchemist, right, chat? She was able to go into that anime and get that door, specifically that door from Full Metal Alchemist, and put it into her own universe. That's how powerful she is. Prove me wrong. She didn't create her own door. She just said, "Hey, can I use this from this scene? I'll give it back." And she did that in the blink of an eye. But you didn't hear that from me. That's some FBI or CIA level conspiracy right there. But she was able to take out all these not dragons, but maybe wyverns at the same time across the entire city, because she took out their mama dragon. So they started going frantic and started attacking the city. That's petty. How smart can a dragon be? Anyway, and here we see the reverse of what you normally see with male characters and female characters. Like a male main character, right? We get flustered, right, when next to a girl, because apparently these male characters never, seen or was touched by a girl. I don't know, right? But we have the prince here who's like calm and natural, which is how you should be, by the way. Like, if you enter in a situation like this, you shouldn't be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry." Just calm down, get up, dust yourself off, and help her up. Or don't, and just walk away. You can easily do that too. That's mean, but hey, have some class. I'll be teaching a class on this at 11. So be here or be square, all right? I'll show you how to interact with ladies. Yeah. And you can do that by just not. Just stay away from them. Just stay far away from them, or their ghost will leave their body like this. Yeah. If you see a lady's ghost leaving their body like this and their pupils disappear, first off, call Ghostbusters. I mean, that's a given, right? Secondly, you have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, maybe you're handsome. Are you handsome, chat? Yeah, you're probably handsome. But we have that situation where she can't stand just talking to anybody. There's another anime that I actually watched a little bit of that was kind of like this, but with a male main character who was like a macho kind of guy who just can't talk to anybody. Just so happens two ladies and a girl end up in his party, and they all want to kill him. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Just be sure to subscribe and check that bell, and then I'll let you know when something like that happens, when I post that video. Here we see her getting very excited over math, chat. Yeah. You know what? That's fine. As long as she's not overexcited with like reading. I'm not a big fan of reading, chat. I'm like my one of my mods says I read like a third grader. I'm like, huh, what is that supposed to mean? I'd read to figure that out, but I don't want to. What is that supposed to mean? Hey, you're an idiot. What is that supposed to mean? That's like, hey man, you're dumber than a box of rocks. And what is that supposed to mean? So stupid. She's excited because she loves numbers. She's so good with numbers. Apparently, she saw she saw the prince from afar in a robe, by the way, while like hooded at night, like, and it was like, and she immediately like knew his measurements, and I'm like, she's on the spectrum. You have to be on the spectrum. I'm not on the spectrum. She is, chat. I'm pointing fingers at her, not at me. All right, don't point fingers at me. Don't point fingers at me. But we have our main character who may or may not be on the spectrum. She is, and she gets excited over this stuff. Now, to those of you who've, watched my videos many times in the past or the future, if you're a time traveler, you will know that I've said many times that I'm not a big fan of chibi face in anime. Some of them pull it off, some of them don't. Some of them kind of ruin it for me, right? Like that muscle anime, like that magic muscle, where that one was, that's fine. But I feel like it could have been an entirely different. You know what? I think that was perfect as it is. I'm not going to use that. That's a bad example. But there are some animals. Yeah, there are some animals that if they do the chibi face, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch this. It's not my cup of tea. It's like, it's too funny for something that has such potential to be a really good and not funny in a good way, by the way, because Konosuba is funny. They got chibi face. Man, I love Konosuba. I might rewatch the season 1 out of spite, just to spite you, chat. Just to spite you. I know how much you hate when I watch Konosuba. Yeah. But when I see a chibi face, it's like, oh, it's gonna be that kind of anime where nothing like no one really dies, no one's at risk of dying, kind of thing. Luckily in this one, it works because the main theme is that the main character is at risk of being assassinated. The prince. That's the entire theme. With that theme, her being a secret bodyguard. I find that very rare in female characters. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Maybe a third time if I forget. Where a female character is a bodyguard. Now there was that one. I can't think of the name. I don't want to go on a tangent on that one. Anyway, Secrets of the Silent Witch is an anime that I'll probably only listen to, but not really watch, like stop what I'm doing to watch, right? I probably won't. Even though like my favorite character is this like, self-centered talking cat. I think he's kind of funny. He's probably the funniest thing on it. What makes him also interesting, excuse me, is that not that he can sing like myself. Yes, I can sing. Will I sing for you now? Most likely not. That's a 99% chance I won't be doing that right now. But he can change into a human. I don't know what came first, the human or the egg, but he can change, which freaks her out. So, hey, I can talk to you if you're a cat, but if you're a person, like, then no, I don't like it. She gets freaked out. I don't know. Maybe she's got like body dysmorphia, but external body dysmorphia. No, instead of, you know what I mean. You put the words together and make it make a sense, chat. A sentence. There it is. But I love it. I want to see how powerful this character is, though. I really want to see, because I think he's gonna steal the show. Also, you don't really see too many adorable characters in this one. In this anime, he's the only adorable character as in his cat form, right? Who knows what kind of chibi face they give him when he's like, doing something dumb, right? Granted, wait, is this an all-girls school? No, it's not an all-girls school. No, okay. No. No. If there was an all-girls school, it would make his presence at that school. Also, she's in an attic, by the way, because the girl that pretending to be the bully kind of set her up to do that. She said, I don't want to sleep in the same room as this dumb girl, even though, whatever. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, chat. Well, Candy, you didn't watch it. You just listened to it. Yeah, yeah, moving on. But like I said, this anime is probably gonna be a fun one. You're probably going to watch it if you like the main character being a girl. I prefer the main characters being a boy, personally. Chat. That's really more my bag. Um, However, I can listen to this as more of a I wouldn't necessarily call it background noise, but just having it on in the background while I'm doing other stuff. Playing RimWorld, right? I'm playing RimWorld. I can't stop playing RimWorld. We will be playing some more of that Mafia game in a few days. I'll be doing that live, and then also I've been thinking about playing. What game is it? Final Fantasy. I got a subscription to that, chat. I'm at level 29. We can pick that. I can pick that up and do it live. Leave it in the comments what you guys think of that. Anyway, be sure to hit that sub button. We have reached 1,000 subs. I am so happy. We reached 1,000 subs. All right, but the hard part is yet to come, and all other sentences that explain of what I'm trying to say. Anyway, chat. Be sure to hit that sub button, hit that bell, and on with the rest of the show. I'll see you later. Actually, I'm not live, so it's not on with the show. Goodbye. All right, go away.